What's going on, guys? I want to talk to you about something that is just so real and something that I have been really struggling with in my life recently. And that's the fact that everything you do is difficult. And sometimes you get into ruts in your life to where it seems like nothing is working. In my case specifically, it's tough to get a business going. I've always been a hustler and somebody who's doing, trying to start a business and get things going. And I can tell you, man, it's not easy. It's something that I deal with on every single day. I'm struggling. I'm trying to make shit happen. It's frustrating. I have lots of good days, but I also have lots more bad days, and it's like that for most people. And one of the biggest misconceptions that's, prevalent in our world that we live in, especially with, YouTube and Instagram and social media and all this kind of stuff, is people just think it's so easy to build the life that you want and be able to be quote unquote successful. And I can tell you, man, it is not. It's very difficult to be successful. It's very difficult to make money. It's very difficult to build a life that you want. And I just can tell you, one of these things that I've learned throughout my life, and, I've never been given any kind of money. I've got excellent parents. I'm very blessed when it comes to that, and great family. And, one of the things that my dad has always told me is that, you have to be your own biggest cheerleader. It doesn't matter if, you're trying to build a business, get in shape, whatever it might be, get a better job. It doesn't matter. It's going to be frustrating. And almost every day is going to suck. I mean, that's just what it is. You're not going to hear that on Instagram. You're not going to hear that, from people who are trying to sell you a course because it's not sexy. And, almost every day is going to suck. You're going to have good days, of course. And whenever things are going well, it's going to be, euphoric. But you're going to have a lot of bad days. And it's going to be very frustrating trying to get something going, very frustrating trying to be successful, very frustrating trying to build a life that you want. And when you're doing all that, you just have to keep in the back of your mind that it's going to work if you just keep pushing and keep learning and you don't quit, right? Because the business that you're trying to get going, or the job you're trying to get, or the career that you're trying to pursue, whatever it might be, it may not work out the way you think, but something else might pop up and you might make that work. And if that doesn't work, then something else might pop up and you might make that work, right? And if you just keep on pushing, man, something is bound to work, right? Because the entire time you're doing this, you're going to be learning different skills, talking to people, learning about different opportunities, developing your skill set, again, improving your network, meeting more and more people, and just becoming more, wise in the sense of whatever it is that you're trying to do. Again, this applies to literally anything. If you're trying to get in shape and you're going to the gym every single day and you've been doing that for years and it's still not working, guess what? The only thing you can do is to continue to do it, right? There's no other option. There is no, easier path, right? And it's like that in business especially. It's so freaking difficult to get a business going. It's so difficult to make money. You just have to be your own biggest cheerleader and remind yourself whenever you're down that you just have to keep pushing forward. This is something that, I've been having to tell myself a lot today, and remind myself of this. Again, all the stuff that I talk about on this channel, this isn't like me on this, hilltop, preaching to you guys. This is me talking about real stuff that's happening in my life and lessons that I've learned in my life and that I'm continuing to learn every single day. And that's something that, again, my dad has always told me, you have to be your own biggest cheerleader, right? Because you can't rely on your mom or your dad or your buddy or anybody else to come save you. You're on your own. I'm on my own. Again, I'm very blessed to have great family, people to talk to. Nobody's giving me money, but I have, advisor. I could talk to my dad. He can give me great advice. I could talk to my mom. A lot of people aren't, they don't have those blessings. And that's something that I think about a lot. It's like, man, I have it easy. I have to make this work. There's people out there that don't have any family, any friends, nothing. And they're making that shit work, right? And they're literally on their own. So you just have to keep a chip on your shoulder, man, and always remember that you have to be your biggest cheerleader. And whenever you're down and you have shitty days like we all do, you have to pick yourself up, man. There's nobody that's coming to save you. There's nobody that's coming to save me. We have to show up on a daily basis and do everything that we can to move forward and be successful. That is the only thing I can say to you guys. We have to remind ourselves of why we're doing the things that we're doing, remind ourselves about our goals, remind ourselves about our dreams. We have to get excited about the things that we're shooting for and that we're working towards, right? If we just show up every single day and just do, work, it doesn't matter what it is, and just clock in and clock out, clock in and clock out, clock in and clock out, what kind of life is that, man? I want to live a life of purpose. I want to go after the things that I want in life. I want to make a lot of money and help a lot of people. That's what I want. I'm not, going to make a whole lot of money and then go buy a Lamborghini. I mean, maybe one day, I don't know. But, that stuff doesn't really interest me. I want to do it for the fact that I'm going to help my mom. I'm going to help my dad. I'm going to help, other people in my life, right? Even though they don't even need it. But I want to be able to support the people around me. And if I'm going to do that, it's going to come down to me making shit happen. That's all there is to it. So you have to remember, on your good days, on your bad days, but especially on your down days, you have to remember that you have to be your own biggest cheerleader. Turn on, we talk about this on the channel all the time, turn on some positive music, do some push-ups, go for a walk. I can tell you right now, going for walks is one of the biggest hacks that I've ever found in my life, because I'll just go for a walk at night when it's pitch black, walk up and down my driveway over and over and over again. I've walked hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, maybe thousands of miles back and forth in my driveway at night, just thinking. And I can just tell you, man, you just have to be your own biggest cheerleader. Nobody's coming to save you, and you have to make things happen. If it is to be, it is up to me. That's a famous quote, and that's all it comes down to. So, guys, remember this. Keep this in the back of your mind. Try to remember this whenever you're going through shitty times in your life, like we all do. I don't care what anybody on Instagram says. Everybody goes through bad times, and whenever you're going through a down time, whether it's in business or life or anything, you have to be your own biggest supporter. You have to be your own biggest cheerleader. You have to pat yourself on the back and say, hey, man, it's not that bad. It can always be worse. Let's get back to work. That's what you have to do. That's what winners do. So, guys, keep that in mind. Again, I'm making this video because I've had a shitty past couple days, and this is really just advice to me. But I hope this resonates with some of you guys. If you guys are going through a hard time, let me know in the comments. I'd love to talk to you guys about this and go back and forth, but I just felt compelled to share this with you guys, man. You have to be your own biggest cheerleader. You can't give up, and you have to keep pushing forward every single day. Otherwise, you'll never achieve the things that you want. You have to keep pushing when you're frustrated, and that's the hardest thing to do. So I love you guys. Support the channel. Smash the likes if this resonated with you. Let me know your thoughts. I'd love to talk to you guys back and forth in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.